Hi to everybody. I'm going to start some small cold wax pieces on paper, and I'm using Arches oil paper. I do not plan on finishing these all in one step. I want to add layers and layers and layers and see if I can get them very, very interesting. The colors that I'm using so far is Gamblin Transparent Earth Red. I don't know which way is right there. That's what this is. And then this is Gamblin Caucasian Flesh. And this is Williamsburg Cinnabar Green Light. Those are the ones I'm going to start out with. Now I already have some Gamblin cold wax out. I'm going to put a little bit of Galca gel into each one of them. And some of you ask me, what does the Galca gel do? And here is the Gamblin Galca gel. It's sometimes called G-gel. And I use about 20 to 30% to cold wax. So I'm just going to use just a little squirt in each one of them. What it does, it helps the cold wax to dry much, much faster. Also, your cold wax will have a little bit more transparency, but it also gives your cold wax a sheen, because if you know anything about cold wax, you do know that cold wax has a matte finish, where the G-gel will give it a little bit of a sheen. So I'm going to mix these very well together. I want to make sure that it's completely mixed. And you can see how I'm mixing it. I'm smashing it together. I'm not stirring it. I'm smashing it. I do want to wipe my knife before I go to the next color. That was the Cinnabar Green Light. This is the Caucasian Flesh. Kind of an orangey color. That's why I went with this color instead of orange, just for something a little different. I might add some orange a little bit later. Don't know. I might add a little bit of purple later. That I don't know. The next one again is a transparent earth oxide. And I'm using about 50% cold wax to 50% oil paint. This is kind of like a burnt orange color, I think. And I'm going to need more cold wax. I can tell just by, there's a little bit too much shine to it. So I'm going to put just a little bit more cold wax into it. Not much. About this much. When you see that your cold wax still has a sheen to it, after you mix it up, your color, that's when you know you want to add more cold wax. Because the cold wax is supposed to take the sheen away from the cold wax. I mean from the oil paint. Okay. Now, I want to mark this up first. Haven't decided what I'm going to mark it up first with. And I'm going to pull my camera over so you can see what I'm doing. Can you see everything? See this. See that? Yep, I think you can see everything. Now what I have, this is a, what is this? What is this size? It's an Arches oil paper. And it's a 12 by 16. I've taped off two 7 by 7s because they can go into a 12 by 12 mat, and I've taped off two 5 by 7s. So I can actually get 4 pieces off of this one piece. So it's actually very, very, and I actually wrote on what they are. So if that shows through, that'll make it just a little bit more interesting. I'm going to do some okay, that's pencil. And I always, most of this is going to get covered up and you'll never see it, but it gets me going. This is a much darker marker. Now, do I want anything else on here? If I do the white, you're not going to be able to see it, but the color won't stick to it that much. So let's do a white as well. That's the end of this white one. It's gone. It's gone. It's empty. We'll put that in the trash can. Pull another white one out. Okay. Now I'm going to get my brayer, and I'm going to brayer on my first color, and my first color is going to be a transparent earth red, kind of an orangey color, and I have my brayer fully charged. What is this? It's a piece of that white that came off. That white didn't show up at all, which I'm kind of surprised. And I'm going to do all 4 of them with this color. I'm really surprised the white didn't show up. Well, keep learning. Keep learning. Wow. The white was leaving stuff all over the place. Actually, here's the white. You can see it. Just took the color differently. Okay, I'm going to let these sit for a while, probably for about 30 minutes. about 30, but I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add another element to this. I'm going to do that. And that's a color shaper, as you can see. I'm going to let that sit for about 30 seconds and then I shall return. Okay, it's been about, I'm going to say 20-25 minutes, and it's tacky. It's not dry by any means, it's tacky. So what I'm going to do is I am going to wipe this off, and I'm going to go into it with the flesh color. When you're doing layers with cold wax, you want to make sure, one of the main things you want to make sure of is that there's lots of contrast between your layers. So since this is a fairly dark layer and it's transparent, I'm going to go into it with a light layer that's not transparent. So, and I'm again going to use my brayer. I have it pretty well charged. You can see that line shows through the one that I did with the color shaper. Do them all. I'm going to have them all with the same background colors, and I will be painting them differently. And after I put this layer on, I'm going to let it sit overnight before I go any further. So now what I'm going to do, maybe, you know me, I'm going to use my oiler boiler on it. And I think I'm going to just do a lot of dots. Let that sit for about 30 seconds or so. And we're going to pull it with a bowl scraper. And that brayer that I was using, it's the red handle. It comes from Hobby Lobby. It's very soft. They sell soft and hard, so make sure that you designate soft. And this is a Messermeister bowl scraper that I get off of Amazon. Ooh, that's nice. Woo! I'm liking. I'm liking, guys. The more pressure you put down, the more paint you're going to lift. And I'm putting down a little bit more pressure here and there. Now you can see that's pretty well solid. If I put a little bit more pressure on it, okay. Now I'm going to let this sit for a while. I really like what's happening. let it sit for maybe another half hour, and then I think I'm going to put some green on it here and there. Or do I want to do that now? I'm so fickle. Where's my tape at? Now I'm going to let this sit until tomorrow, I think. I am so undecided about things. It's amazing. There, I added a little bit of that flesh color. Just playing. Just playing. Okay, that's as much as I'm going to do for today. I'm happy with it. I'll take a picture of it. Now don't forget there's 4 different paintings on here. Tomorrow, I know I'm going to put black in it. I know I'm going to put some white in it. I'll probably put a little bit more of the darker red into it, which is that transparent red oxide. I don't like that on top of the green, that's for sure. Don't like that. Don't like that green on there. I mean that red on there. But since I have it there, I'm going to have to put it elsewhere too. And some of these other ones. Not crazy about it. Not crazy about the darker red. Okay, that's it. I shouldn't have done that, but I did. So now I'm stuck with it. Put some line work in it, I think. See how easy it is to put line work in your pieces with the Messermeister? Okay. I'm going to take a picture of it, then I'll post that on YouTube. Thanks for watching, guys. Just so you know, I'm thinking about opening up an Etsy shop, and I'm thinking about opening up a daily painting workshop to sell some of these small pieces. So stay tuned about all of that. Thanks, guys. By the way, I don't know if you know it or not, but every piece I make is for sale. So if you're ever interested in purchasing anything, just let me know. Send me an email. My email information is on my website. It's mccloskeyart@gmail.com. So I appreciate everything, and I'm going to post. So I'm going to work on this again tomorrow, and then I'm teaching a cold wax online workshop on Thursday and Friday. It's a Zoom class. It's abstracted landscapes, so I'm going to be teaching that. I still have room for one more. If you have cold wax and if you're interested in taking it, contact me at mccloskeyart@gmail.com. All the information's on my website, which is lindabentonmccloskey.com. So, like I say, I have another spot open yet. So, let me know if you're interested, and I will see you again tomorrow, guys. Have a good one.